and this is a video response to basically put those that bash me in your place. If you guys out there, brainwashed within the blue-pilled society, want to buy into this false narrative of being compassionate and empathetic, then by all means you do that. But don't for 1 minute think that you're going to lock yourself down a traditional feminine woman for marriage later on down the line, if that is the case and you so happen to choose marriage. And I'm going to explain why. Empathy and compassion are linked to femininity. Now, according to my biblical passage, femininity within a male is the equivalent to effeminacy. And yet, you choose to bash me for not showing any compassion, and anything else for that matter. You're clearly projecting onto me your own blue-pilled, vain philosophies that are of this world and not of the gospel that I teach as well as preach. So to those of you that are bashing me, you need to get off your high horse and start applying the real gospel word as though your souls depend on it. Because the biblical scriptures, like I said, evidently prove that for a man to be compassionate and empathetic, he is technically showing femininity. And that is the equivalent to effeminacy. And correct me if I'm wrong, don't biblical scriptures evidently prove that as God's creation, we're not to be drunkards, we're not to be effeminate, we're not to be promiscuous, adulterers, and all of these other things? What it does, whoa, strike with me lightning. Strike me even with lightning already. See, like I said, this is why I will always read what the gospel preaches as well as teaches, rather than man and woman. And as a matter of fact, I will happily tear those that trash me online a new arsehole with my own level of intellect. And I will hurt your feelings and emotions without a shred of compassion, nor empathy, nothing. And here's why. And for the last and final time, I'm not going to share another video explaining myself to dumbass, blue-pilled idiots of today's society that can't get it into their tiny, little pea-sized brains. As men, we are designed by default to be masculine and stoic. Not some emotional tampon, you know, not some touchy-feely, compassionate, empathetic bitch for a man. And this is what the world is trying to teach you men out there, that it's perfectly healthy. It's perfectly healthy to display all of these things. Well, alright then, that's fine. Like I said, that's absolutely fine, you have free will. Display all of this onto your masculine girlfriends, or better yet, wives. And use spiritual discernment to see it for yourself, just how so-called attractive they are to you. Because I can guarantee you they're not. It's a front, it's an act. They pretend to be attracted to this bullshit in men, when in reality they're getting their backs blown out by guys that don't even do this. So it just goes to show, really, that I'm speaking the truth, doesn't it? So once again, you guys are going to have to stop leaning upon your own understanding, and rather than take what I say as well as share within my videos even with at face value even I want you to start applying the real gospel to your lives. I don't want people to cherry pick it. I don't want people to pick what they think they should actually read as part of their gospel day-to-day, relationship with God. This is why I don't have anyone within my life and circle, bar if I'm lucky, well, not that I believe in that, but if I'm blessed, 4, 6, 8, no more than 12. Because they actually understand me. Even behind my wrath and my frustration, they understand me. They know exactly what I'm speaking. They know exactly how I'm actually approaching the matter and getting it out there to help guys that aren't willing to help themselves, all because the truth actually in fact conflicts with their subconsciences. This is why I'm one of the most hated men upon the face of the earth. Because I understand human psychology better than people could ever understand themselves. Not only do I have biblical scripture to help me with this, I also have the presence of the Spirit to teach me how to spiritually discern whatever false information people are trying to bash me with or throw upon me, in order to tear it apart and have those that are coming at me with their nonsense look like an absolute fool / moron for even trying. Real talk. I'm not one for this sissy, compassionate, blue-pilled pussy of a Jesus Christ that the world try to portray him as. Who was Jesus Christ? He was God the Father incarnate, wasn't he not? Right, he was. Therefore, what was God himself capable of doing if he was provoked onto it? He was... what's the word I'm looking for? He was known to get wrath with the wicked. He was known to overturn tables. He was known to chase people off with a whip. Do I believe that he had a level head upon his shoulders on a whole? Yeah, I believe that he did. But people, like I said, rather than lean upon their own understanding, they would have to lean upon their faith in order to get that royalty treatment. Because so many people, given today's day and age, are so trapped and enslaved to the blue pill society that, they think, wholeheartedly think, that what they are telling me is the truth. When in actuality, in reality, it's nothing more than a blue-pilled farcade that they're trying to project onto me with. Only for me to then repel said attack, for that said attack to then attack those that are coming at me with their nonsense. Once again, to you guys out there, if you want to remain effeminate, yeah? If you want to remain like a woman for a man, then by all means you do that. You crack right on. Laugh and joke about it as you will, But don't come crawling back, as well as crying, begging and pleading for my help, when reality hits hard, and your so-called wives leave you for another man that doesn't display any of this pussified kind of nonsense. Real talk. Because I did try warning you guys that this would happen. But nope, you were adamant in your own ways, weren't you? And this is why, like I said, I don't bother helping people. I mean, do I believe in helping those that are willing to put the pride and ego aside in order to take into consideration what I'm saying? Yeah, absolutely. I'm a firm believer in teamwork. If they're willing to make the dream work. Real talk. But if you've got people, like I said, coming at me, pretending to be Christians, that are actually, in fact, blue pill to society, I'm going to have something to say about it. And trust me, it is going to hurt feelings and emotions in people. I don't care. Because unlike people, I'm designed and created differently. Doesn't mean that I'm a monster, that I'm a psychopath, an axe-wielding murderer. No. It just means that I'm within my masculine frame. And what happens, like I said, when a guy becomes touchy-feely, or what happens when a guy results within his feelings and emotions? He's acting feminine, like I said in numerous videos. And what happens when a guy acts feminine? He's going to repel feminine females. And he's going to then attract so-called masculine females that are actually, in fact, hidden chameleons dressed up like feminine women. What, you think I don't see through the whole narrative? Trust me, there's no fooling my conscience. Some days, I may not even be the sharpest tool in the box, but trust me, I'm already lapping 99.8 up to 9% of people that aren't even willing to try. Because they're so far gone in here, and in here believing in the lies and the deception as well as the blue-pilled narrative, that they don't even know what the truth is. If they did, they, one, wouldn't act upon impulse, i.e. Emotion and feeling, for one. Two, they wouldn't get all high rate and they wouldn't go out of their way to persecute me all the more for challenging their said false beliefs. See where I'm going with this? What, did I hear some of you say that you do? Well, congratulations. We're going to get along just fine then. But all jokes aside, I'm telling you now, people need to stop leaning upon their own understanding. You need to pick up a copy of the King James Bible, apply it to your life, as though your souls depend on it, because they truly do, and quit coming at me with your projections just to make your pride and egos feel better. I've said it before and I will say it again for the last and final time. For a guy to act compassionate, for a guy to act empathetic, for a guy to be this touchy-feely, soft-ass kind of pussy for a man, he's going against his traditional role as male. He's acting like a woman. It's the woman's job to be empathetic. It's the woman's job to be compassionate, as well as understanding. Not the man's. And this is why we have the mess that we have. We have so many of these suckers for men out there today thinking that they know what they're talking about, when in actuality they know jack shit. Because if they truly did, they wouldn't reside within their feelings and emotions when I actually expose them with sound biblical scripture to back up everything that I'm saying. And they wouldn't rage quit on me. There you go. Sorted. And this is why, like I said, so many of us men are single. Because one, there's competition for us, you know, by women that don't even deserve us in the first place. As well as there's competition for us by masculine women that we don't even find attractive. If we did, we would have tied the knot by now, but we haven't. Can we work with you? Yeah, by all means, sure. If what you're trying to offer is biblical, and it doesn't interfere with one's belief, we'll get along just fine. If you've not got anything to hide, that is, from a sadistic kind of nature, you know, then that's fine, we'll get along just fine. But don't come at me trying to throw yourself at me, convincing yourself that I'm going to automatically wave my hands in the air and go, oh, she's the one. No, not at all. Because I don't find you attractive in that way. I'm attracted to feminine energy, feminine presence within a woman, masculinity within a man, and femininity within a woman complement one another. They go hand in hand. They also elevate one another, right? But that's not what the world is trying to teach. And this is why I'm currently going at heads with it all the time. Because people are coming at me with their blue-pilled, pussified kind of bollocks for scripture that is upon their own understanding, rather than coming at me with sound biblical scripture. I will share biblical scripture within the description link below of this video to see for yourself that I'm not even lying. That compassion, empathy, gentleness, and all of these things within a man is femininity. And femininity is the equivalent to effeminacy. And what is effeminacy? For those of you that don't understand it, it's linked to female characteristics along with personas. You know, the whole world can laugh and joke about it now, thinking it's funny. But you're not going to be laughing and joking on Judgment Day, when God orders his angels to drag you away within the spiritual chains that you inflict upon yourselves, to cast you within the fiery depths of hell, all because you chose to reject the real gospel word by leaning upon your own understanding. And there we have it, people. You could either take my word, like I said, or you could lean upon your own understanding and learn the hard way in life. Because trust me, like I said, those of you men that claim to know what you're talking about when you really don't, and you yet come at me with your bullshit. It's ironic how that usually works when you come crawling back crying for my help. When you begin to realise that I was speaking the truth and your girlfriends or your wives have actually canned your ass for a man that didn't display any of these behaviours. Real talk. You know, this video might come across as though I'm being arrogant and cocky. You know, maybe. But I don't care. I'd rather be cocky and arrogant within the truth that I know is royally going to offend people, as well as intellectually challenge them, than be cocky and arrogant within lies and deception, claiming to basically know what I'm talking about, when in actuality and reality I don't. Because I have the gospel, like I said, and this is why I piss a lot of people off. I have the gospel word to back up everything that I'm saying. And this is why I'm hated. I don't give a shit. I'd rather be hated for speaking the truth than be loved for being fake, like everybody else. It's a wrap.